Hello, hello. Welcome to the Property Premier League, the weekly podcast where property meets Premier League football. I'm your host, Chris Mervyn, and joining me are my co-hosts, Steve Green and Jamie Aspland. Each week, we'll dive into the world of property and football from the unique perspective of professionals who live and breathe both. As die-hard fans of Palace, Spurs and Everton, we know a thing or two about the highs and loads of lows. Oh, come on, Spurs. That come with both the beautiful game and the property market. Whether it's the thrill of a last-minute goal, unlikely, or the challenges of the market shift, we've got the stories, insights and banter to keep you entertained. So if you're passionate about property, Premier League football, or both, or none at current times, hate football, you're in the right place. Get ready for your weekly dose of all things property and football with the Property Premier League. Let's kick off. Guys, how are we?
Morning.
One very happy person there, Jay, and two
Morning.
people who are sponsored by Puma Pants. There we go.
Exactly, yeah.
Not looking forward to
They get me on a podcast when we've played away. Don't get me on a podcast when we played at home.
It's a new stadium, mate. It's got a curse on it. I think the Liverpool lads probably built it and put a curse on it.
But like you said last podcast, Matt, you're quite similar to home and away anyway. It's just that you should be stronger at home, but you've only got to look across your screen to me and know that home form. Christ, there's teams not being able to win anything at home. So, Everton what a season, I think. Really good season, building on it. And are they capitalising from quite a few teams being shit? Possibly mid, but they're just pushing ahead and they're getting the results.
It's more football.
More football, yeah.
More football. He'll let you come at you away from him. He'll let you have the ball, then he'll go after it counters, which you can't do at home. But that's Moyes' football hasn't changed since I watched him in his first era. I can remember when we've had 2 right backs on, 3 right backs, Phil Neville playing centre midfield, Phil Neville playing right back, Phil Neville playing centre half. It's just that's his football. If you want the flair of exciting stuff, no, it's not that. But he'll keep you in that league, and you'll get into them bottom European places by 2-1 wins, 1-0 wins. You're not going to get 4-5-1s very often. But
would you rather that, Jay? Would you rather have a Moyes type manager we know what you're going to get rather than or we need flair, etc.?
Tell you what, I was a typical horrible fan, I suppose. When he left first time, I was like, yeah, maybe time for a change. We finished 4th. We got into actual proper Europe, and we made a bit of a cox here of that. We lost to Florentina or something, I think it was 2-1 in a double header. And then we went into the UEFA. You only had the one European Cup then.
Yeah.
We did all right. I think we made the quarter final of that off the back of it. And I was like, yeah, do you know what? He's been there a long time. The squad didn't really change that much. We got little players in from lower leagues and made them into players. And I was like, yeah, he's go for a change. And the first year we had Roberto Martinez. I quite enjoyed it. They backed him. And it was quite good. But then would I swap that 1 year for the last 4 years? No, because it's been horrible. Especially having we chat about it, you've got kids that support Tottenham and obviously Palace between you. It's hard especially when they're going through different school years, like when they're in year 6, year 5.
Sorry, son.
7, 8, and just guys coming home saying to me, Dad, why did we have to swap these? My mates take the piss out of me, and I get it, and it's not nice. So would I swap 1 good year for 4 bad years? And I suppose my difference for what you went through, Steve, is that you won the ultimate thing, whereas we never won it. So would I swap 4 okay years for? Would I swap 4 bad years for 1 okay year? No. Would I swap 4 bad years to win something? That's the difference. And we haven't won anything, so we're not going to win anything this season. So we're out of every cup.
But you got 40 points, the magical 40.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that message.
Yeah,
Steve, it's the magic 40. We were. Someone was singing. When we're coming out of Newcastle, we're going on a European tour. We're going on a European tour. Someone went, God, all I was thinking about is staying up. And I was like, I winked to the bloke. I was like, that's 40 points, mate. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah,
that shows where we've come from, and that's the mindset. So back to your question, would I swap Moyes out now? Not, I certainly won't swap him next year.
No.
But I think it'll come to when he doesn't want to do it, not when Everton get rid of him, if that makes sense. But hopefully he'll give us another year. And I think I would imagine deep down he's like a bit of a "I told you so" moment. Not that he'd say that out loud, but he was Everton. Obviously, we went to Sean Dyche era. Somehow we got back for the first game at the new stadium. He was the manager of that. It was, if you look back, like sort of destined somehow for him to go off and do what he's done and then come back and take Everton to a new stadium and hopefully, well, I don't want it this year, but if he could get us into a European tour, that would be amazing.
I'm sure lots of West Ham fans are listening, thinking, "Oh yeah, I'll take him back."
I think you've got to be a special one, haven't you? Look at let's talk about Spurs, for example. You've got to be a special manager to go out there. How many Pep Guardiolas are there left in the world where you can go out and win 4-1 every week and then next week win 2-1, then win 5-1, then 3-1? Them managers aren't. Football's changed. I think you lot have mentioned it. Burnley, Wolves, they're getting, as much as they're down there with the points they're on, they're not getting battered every week, are they? They're not. They're losing games, drawing games. It's so gone are the years when you'd go back to the 90s when Man United would beat in Wigan 8-1. Then they just don't happen anymore. So I think to get a manager that can give you everything you want now is you've got a hard wish list.
Mate, also you've got transitions in clubs as well. So you've got your new stadium. You need stability for the next couple of years to build on that, to get the money in. And then you can decide if, inevitably, can't even say it, usually you are going to push on. You want to push on. Fans want to push on as well. But often it's not the right case. You should just be happy with where you are. But that's not the fans and the club's reaction, is it? So
I think the lucky thing we moved into a new stadium when we were awful. I may have said the word we were shit. So, when Arsenal moved into their new stadium, I know we don't like to talk about them, everyone was in uproar. Remember when Arteta had them in the bottom 3 or 4? Remember that season when they were like, they're spending all their money on paying off the stadium. They weren't buying players. Everyone was like, get rid of Arteta. They're in the bottom 4 or 5 or whatever it was. This, and this. Whereas we haven't got, our expectation is to stay in the Premier League this year. And we've done it. So I think we've had a freebie. It'd be interesting what Everton fans think next year, what we should be doing, which is where West Ham got to when they won the conference, whatever it was, with Moyes, and they're like, next year we want to do this. Whereas now, like we've just said, we're on 40 points, so next year we're in the Premier League. We're in it. We're in a new stadium, in the second in the stadium. So what the expectation is of next year will be interesting.
all right, don't rub it in. All right, we're not there yet. Let's have a look at the results from the last couple of games, and we can chat about Palace, Spurs, and all these other teams at the bottom as well. But I think Palace might be okay, to be honest. But let's have a look at the results.
You'll know by Thursday who's going to be all right out of you two.
Well, we'll come to the end matches anyway. But Friday we saw Wolves get a result with Aston Villa, which yours truly said was going to happen. I just had a feeling that they were just going to do something over them. But Aston Villa, I think, just dropped off a little bit, really. And
I can't believe Villa have not won there in like 8 games or something ridiculous.
I don't think they believe that they can actually challenge Arsenal and Man City, which it was in their hands, I think, to do that. So.
Do you watch the game? It was poor.
He's a manager on the edge as well. Do you see him in his post-match interview?
I watched the game, and the last 10, 20 minutes, like, Jesus Christ, he was losing his stack.
He was on the edge. He was on the edge.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, fair play. 2-0.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah. I think I said 2-1, but Villa didn't get on the score sheet today. Good result for Wolves again, and too little, too late. But I think now they're playing for what they're going to be like in the Championship. Obviously, they know they're down, but it's all but numbers, really. So I think next going into it, they're going to be pushing on and continue on from having a good run of form towards the end of the season, I think. So.
I don't want the players playing too well, though, Chris. They'll still get snapped. So they want them to now go bang average if they're in the shop window now.
Well, they probably have clauses anyway that if they get relegated, they get released or are able to be transferred anyway for a certain price. A lot of them do, don't they? End of the day.
Welcome to Everton Football Club.
Yeah, and that's one of the things with Spurs that's probably not in there, so that's going to be squeaky bum time for that club. But anyway, Saturday saw quite a few results. We had Bournemouth 1, Sunderland 1. Did we say this was going to be a draw? One of us did.
Yeah, we all said the ball
draw, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which
it was
pretty much it was. And the match of one of the match of the days anyway was Burnley 3, Brentford 4. That was crazy last minute goal there as well. So,
And Burnley had a fourth disallowed before Brentford scored. After being
Yeah.
3-0 down, went to 4-3 up, got it disallowed. And that I was gutted as well, because obviously that was a big result for Everton. If they'd got held on to that, that would have made a big difference to us.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like Burnley. I think they at least they're putting not giving up or anything. It's a glimmer of hope for them. But Brentford, well, good to see them sort of back onto it really after a few rubbish results recently. Liverpool 5, West Ham 2. I saw the highlights of this one. I don't know if you guys watched it, and actually West Ham played better than that result shows. I think. I think they were unfortunate with a few things.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're getting stage now where it'll help you boys out. But if you play well and still lose 5-2, it may be in your year. And that's what I'd say about it. Because they were not long ago getting them points back, weren't they? And getting draws and wins. And I said to you two, it's going to be interesting what they do. But I watched the highlights, and if West Ham didn't play badly but still lost 5-2, you might start to think it's not your year.
Yeah, I wasn't unhappy with the result, put it that way. And obviously West Ham are down there. So
I was happy.
Yeah,
I was happy.
And then Everton 3, Newcastle United 2. Boom, Everton away. Did you watch
Great
it?
day out.
You did. Yeah,
I went, mate. Yeah, great
Nice.
day out.
Of course you did.
Great day out. I've never seen us score after letting the goal in after a minute, really, very often. Then we went and scored the third after they scored the second after 90 seconds. Typical Evans style. I'm pretty concerned if Barry was stood up, he misses that chance. As he got fouled and he's arsed it into the back of the net, it goes in. He jumps up, puts his tongue out at the fans like he meant every minute of it. Top shithousery. Loved every second of it.
He's arsed it into the net.
How was the walk? How was the walk up to your seats? Because isn't it like 150 steps or something? It's ridiculous.
Mate, they have to have on the middle halfway up. They've got a set of seats on the steps because people that struggle. It's not easy to get up and down there.
Is there no lifts?
No. Then you get to your level, and then you still have to go up. It's like when you get in the stadium, you get to the bottom of it. I still have to then go up another flight of stairs to get to my seat. I think
is it quite sort of steep as well up there? There's the seats, or are they quite?
The view's not.
It's not like a top of a ski slope or anything when you're looking down.
That was from when I don't know if I can say it. That's from when you get to the bottom layer, and then
cracking view.
That's my lad actually sat in the seat. Look,
Get on.
that's from where I had the first photo. So he still had to go up that bit to get there.
Blimey.
It made Barry's goal look insanely good though, with his when he's arsing it into the net. So yeah, I tell you what, there's a few players I could maybe add to that list of players I don't like now. Joel Linton being one of them.
Oh, really?
Oh, come on. He's like typical Brazilian pain in the ass, isn't he? If he's playing for your team, you probably like him.
No, and poor Anthony Gordon, he got abused by the Everton fans, and he got abused somewhat, and I don't know why. Newcastle fans were booing him. I've never known away fans hate him and the home fans not support him. He got booed.
I think it's because he comes across as a little bit arrogant, and I think some Geordie fans don't necessarily like that. I think they like more down to earth and hard workers.
It's not pretty, but he every time, and I mean literally every time he even tried to move towards the ball, they just sang red and white, red and white, and then obviously another song that I can't even repeat, and I actually thought to myself, I thought he's had a horrible day at the office, and then he's going off. And then the Newcastle fans started booing him, and the Everton fans were clapping him. I was like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Fickle fans.
Out why they hate him. To be fair,
Saturday was rounded off with Man City doing what they needed to do, really, and getting a result against Leeds. It wasn't that pretty, but 1-0, quite close to call.
Dom missed a big chance.
Yeah, he did.
That was 0-0 as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
when it was,
I think it was. It was. Did you see Farker at the end? He was stormed on the pitch. Gone. Completely. Yeah,
straight red. And then someone said he got a second red. He got a red, put away. He came back from all, they gave him a second red. So I should imagine he's going to get like a 3 or 5 game touch ban or something, I can imagine.
Well, that's news for any
when you can say, well, I think they misunderstood what I was saying. He was literally arms, everything, literally gone. I don't think there's any doubt in what he was saying to him.
I think dogs 200 miles away can hear what Farker's saying because of his high-pitched voice.
Yeah, the Joe Pasquale of managers.
Exactly. A group of dogs in St Ives, Cornwall, going absolutely nuts because they're hearing
Come on, ref!
squeaky voice.
It's split and offside. Okay, Sunday saw what a treat! What a treat for those people on this podcast. My God, we had Brighton beating Nottingham Forest. Tick, good result for me. Fantastic. Brighton winning that. Steve, you obviously would like to
double-edged sword with that one.
Yeah, of course it is. But Forest, that was, I think they've done all right in Europe recently, but
they're in trouble.
They are in trouble. We'll have a look at the league in a minute. I got the 2-1 round the wrong way when I said about Spurs Fulham, but hey, I'm living on scraps here, so throw me a bone, guys. Jesus Christ.
No bones to throw.
Really, really dire performance again. The managers come in and try to rip up totally what they were doing previously without adapting. There's players who are putting it all in, like Archie Gray, for instance, which lots of fans love his endeavour and his work rate. But you have to question. We have to question, unfortunately, if he's the right appointment. If he's not going to get a reaction at least. I mean, yes, we would have lost 3-1 maybe a few weeks ago to Fulham, but was it a foul for Harry Wilson? Yes, I think it probably was beforehand, but there's so many conjectures, VAR calls now, or not calls. But I just think we're banging trouble, and when we look at the matches coming up, obviously this week, Steve, Palace versus Spurs, that is turning into a pivotal match. Moving on from Man United to Crystal Palace 1, that makes it even more pressing that either Palace or Spurs get something out of the game, even if it's a point really this week.
Just two things on that before you move on. Refereeing, if you're a Spurs fan, you must be livid because the week before, the pushing the back free kick happens again literally the week after. Okay, like, you must be questioning VAR overall. And I know what Steve's going to say in a minute. That is farcical. That whole scenario of what he's about to talk about is how could the average eye play it in motion? You see where that starts. You see where that foul is created before it's finished. And you can't help but maybe they're going to take me down for this. But is it corrupt? Is there some corruption in there? Because you can't. Do they want Arsenal to win the league? So it's a different league winner for the third year in a row. Do they want Spurs to be just for literally the week before for that to happen? Hands are hands. You were told the hands were in the air. They were in that position. So then to happen the week after, and that penalty in the Palace game is beyond me. It's just
it's consistency, mate, isn't it? It's consistency in the actual refereeing. If everyone was pulled up for a foul, then absolutely fine. But it's the way that they're actually letting things slide. There isn't the same consistency all the way through, and that's what really irks me. And Steve, you talk about Crystal Palace in a minute and what happened in that match, but I'm going to jump forward very quickly to the Arsenal to Chelsea 1 match as well. Yes, there was possibly an Arsenal penalty which should have been given in the box from a foul, but Declan Rice, I mean, any other team that gets a penalty, I've got just to understand it. The guy had his arms in an unnatural, but it was over his neck, over his shoulders, and then he actually moved his arm towards the ball.
Yeah, Tarkovsky's penalty at the start of the season against Leeds when we lost 1-0 to a penalty. That's not okay. That's he was trying to stop a ball with his arm down by his side. Yeah. I can see why it's frustrating. Go on, Steve. Let it go. I can feel it coming. Let it go.
I'm so angry about Sunday's result. Man U 2, Palace 1. The incident where Cunha is running through. Yeah. So the initial contact's outside of the box. That's the first 100%. Bit. Right?
Agree with
that. It travels into the box. The ball's probably running away. Henderson's quick on his feet, so he's probably going to get the ball, I would say. I don't see Cunha getting there before Henderson. There's simulation in there because he drops like a stone where and he goes forward when apparently he's being pulled backwards. So it's either a free kick to Palace simulation, or it's a free kick to Man United outside of the box, and it's a yellow card to Lacroix. It's not a red. The fact that you've missed it originally, VAR have then looked at it and then gone, I think ref, you need to go and have a look at the video screen and decide what you're going to do. Then he's gone to the video screen and watched it for 2 minutes, probably 6, 7, 8 times, and he still decided it's in the box, even though they can slow it down, and it's a red card. And it changes the whole game. Like, Palace were all over him.
They were.
All over him. And
But for me, if you can draw a line over an offside decision, why can't you stop it and draw a line when you think the foul was started?
Exactly. Like, VAR was supposed to solve issues like this, and it's made it worse because 3 times you had the opportunity to look at that, and it's not me with my Palace rose-tinted glasses on. It is a foul outside of the box, if anything. That is it. Yellow card, move on.
Yeah, I saw that as a clear sort of, VAR should flag when it's clear and obvious, in particular. And I think it's a lot of the stuff. The referees should either just take it all and just say what it is on the pitch, and VAR to interject, which often they don't, or the other way around. There's just so many back and forth, isn't there, on different matches and different
also,
things.
Maguire is up in the referee's face, brandishing cards. Well, that was told to us at the beginning of the season. If that happens, that's a yellow card for the individual doing it. Maguire gets away with it. Maguire also feigned injury, which is comical if you haven't seen the video.
He was fucking nowhere near him.
Strand Larson, for the listeners, Strand Larson raises his foot, and his foot is at the highest point, probably 1.5 feet away from Harry Maguire's forehead. Harry Maguire reacts like he's just been shot from the stands by a sniper. It's embarrassing.
Was it the same guy who shot Gabriel the other week?
Probably, yeah. He's on a worldwide trip.
Got to stop him.
He's going on tour. But it changed the whole game. Like, we all knew that Fernandes was probably going to score that. We're down to 10 men. Strand Larson comes off. Defender goes on. We change the shape, and Sesko pops up in the 65th minute. I was like, as soon as they got that penalty, I was like, you might as well turn this off over. I said, we're going to lose it 2-1, 3-1, and we did. It changed the whole game, and it's. I don't mind. I do mind Palace losing, but I don't mind them losing if it's fair. If it's not fair, and it feels like it's a big 6 decision for the bigger teams for money or whatever it is, it's that could change our whole season. We could end up going down for that decision, and the cost to a club like Palace is huge.
Hello.
So, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly, mate.
It's the same thing. I think that. Look, referees are human. I get it, and no matter what they want to do and keep themselves out of the reading media, etc. Think players like Romero, for instance, he was obviously coming back this weekend now from his ban, but when he's got yellow carded before, other players wouldn't have got yellow carded. It's just because it's Romero, and I think there's an element of that sometimes in refereeing.
But Chris, I could understand human error if there was no VAR. Like, pre-VAR days, I can understand that. Things happened, look at Frank Lampard's goal against Germany, it was way over the line. I can understand that. But when you've got VAR and you've got 3 opportunities to make a decision and you still get it wrong, that's not right. You might as well just go back to the old days. What's the point? Like the offside rule with VAR. There has to be daylight. You can't be a toenail offside. It's ridiculous. Daylight. If there's daylight between 2 players, fine. If there's not, really, come on. It's really.
You just wonder in respects for the fouls where there's 2 hands on players' backs in particular. If VAR has pulled that up, saying I think you should look at this, it's been made more of. I don't think there's much contact there, etc. It's just natural.
Look at head injuries.
I wonder if it had been taken to the screen on those, whether the referee would have changed their mind. I think in lots of instances it probably would have. It's just they see it but that's the whole point of VAR, isn't it? As a backup, so you don't miss things.
But head injuries, players aren't stupid, are they? Now, if they hold their head, players blown up.
Players got to stop.
Yeah. So you can have a situation like you had with Martinelli and the Liverpool Bradley. He's trying to kick him off the pitch, where actually he's done his ACL. Because they all think they're feigning injury.
Have you seen the changes they're bringing out next year?
I've heard rumours. I've not really read it all.
For substitution to leave the pitch immediately, the sub can't come on for a minute. So he has to go off. And then the sub can't come on. He has to stand there, so they'll play with 10.
That's to make them go off quicker, yeah?
Yes, yeah. So
Oh,
subs got to go off
they're supposed to go off the
instantly.
nearest exit, weren't they? The nearest halfway line.
But what they do is they know they're about to come off, so they'll go. I watched it with Everton on Sunday. They'll know they're about to come off, so they'll just wander into the middle of the centre circle. So they're in the middle of it all. So if you don't go off instantly, the sub won't be able to come on for a minute, so you'll play with 10 men. And what's the other one? If you take too long at
throw-ins, isn't it?
Throw-ins and core throw-ins, it goes to the other team or something like that. I think it's a throw-in or a corner or something to the other team.
Yeah,
How
Same
the
as
referee-
goalkeepers.
How
But
the
there again,
referees
mate,
can
you know
remember
what's going to
this?
happen. You know what's going to happen, mate. There'll be someone kicking off because it didn't happen, and then Man United will get exactly the same, and they'll go and get a goal or a set. It's gonna cause, because again, you're leaving it up to interpretation of a referee. You need someone in the VAR like sent to go for a voice to come out from above and go, decision made, like turnover of play. So the referees
time. It's going to turn into American football time violation or something like that.
Yeah,
flash up. It takes it out of it. It's happened, so that's it.
How do they remember all these rules? Unless you got someone sat at Stockley Park with a little vibration in there or a little word.
Oh, mate, they'll be in your ear, Steve. They'll be saying, last chance. This guy's taken too long. Next time, turn the ball over. We've timed it. Turn the ball over.
I love football, but I'm really beginning to go off modern day football and this sideways and backways rubbish. You know, I was watching some 1990s football the other day on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, God, that was exciting. That got us off our feet. You know, it shouldn't be that defenders are having 400 touches of the ball. That won't happen. It was like clear your box, get your head on it. You know, get it out wide. Oh, there's go Kanchelskis down the wing. There's Giggs on the other side. You know, Johnny Solarco back in 1989 for Palace. So
good player.
That got you off your feet. This bore fest is shite.
Yeah, but I also think we're looking back on it and remembering the good times. There were a lot of crap games as well, draws.
There were. The pitches were terrible and everything, and you know, but
keep the grass long in the corners. Keep the grass long in the corners. Get it banged in the corners. Get it in the grass.
There you go. That's my rant over.
Nice. Arsenal obviously beating Chelsea 2-1. So results-wise for Arsenal, they're back on it. League-wise, look at the top there. Everton in 8th. Get on, Jay. That's great.
It's the top two for me, mate. It's the top two. City win that game in hand, 62. It's like someone's designed it, isn't it? That there's going to be a cracker for the Arsenal-Man City game. It's going to be a Super Sunday. Sky TV get what they want. Millions of viewers watch Arsenal play Man City for a 3-pointer, which could change the league, couldn't it?
It could. And Man United are in the best form of all the teams as well. If there's a form league as well, so
they ain't catching that top two though.
I don't think so. It's too
not a chance. Not a chance. 13 points. Not a chance.
Who's going to win the league if we're looking at it from today, guys?
City.
That game.
I think it's City as well.
Absolute. Steve's just gone for it straight ahead.
City. I in hope they do as well. I can't stand the Arsenal fans, and if I hear that North London song forever anymore, it is the most cringe-fest song of any club out there.
It's because they have to sing it to remind themselves that they're not there.
It's
not in North London.
North London forever. What words are forever? Forever. Oh, I know, boys. Weather. Whatever the weather. Oh, right. Seriously.
Looking forward to the football fans Eurovision a podcast we're going to be doing later on in the season. I think it's going to be really close. City. I'm glad that it is close, and they're both getting Arsenal in particular have lost a few points recently, but I mean City now on a run of 4 games. Arsenal back on the 2 wins in a row now. It's going to be interesting. I think Villa are in trouble losing their spot. I mean 3 points away for Liverpool. And Chelsea not too far behind that as well. Villa got to watch out. They're going to be dropping out. But do they want Champions League? Well, I guess they need it, don't they? But I think the squad
they do
size
get to spend as they'll have to sell. But because that's where they're in that horrible bit where they're not Man United, so they don't get away with what they want. They've got to get Champions League. For me, that top 6 ain't going to change. It's who actually nicks 7th. And I'm going to say it, as I said last week. I'm not convinced Brentford, Everton, Fulham, or Bournemouth want Champions League that UEFA spot next year for their squad sizes. Maybe Fulham actually. I don't know.
I think it's going to be Fulham. Fulham out of three there. I think they're going to be wanted a bit more than the other two. I think
There'll be shite in there as well. So
yeah, well, I look forward to watching that when I'm in a championship. Moving on to the bottom of the league. Hello. Oh,
have you highlighted them on purpose for Steve?
Why have you highlighted Brighton?
Yeah.
I haven't. It's just a screen grab from a BBC website, so get over
Is that?
it.
Yeah. Why are they highlighted?
It's off the
in
league,
green?
Steve. It's off the league.
In
That's
green.
why.
It's like you've literally done it to piss me off. They've highlighted them in green, which is my surname as well. You bastard.
Exactly.
That's exactly why I've done it. Exactly why.
You can. I will stuff you on Thursday.
Well, Sunderland are doing okay. Newcastle, they're disappointing. That's a disappointing position for them. I thought they should be challenging, but again, it's the Europe side of it as well, isn't it? Going away to very far away places and playing in against shit teams. Palace, 35 points, mate. I think you just need 3 more points, don't you? I think 38 is enough, don't you?
Yeah,
I
I think if we.
I genuinely think both you boys are going to be all right. You might not believe me now, but I genuinely think you're going to be all right.
I think we will. As much as, and no disrespect, Chris, to see a big club go down with that stadium would be hilarious. However, I don't think they'll go down. I think you'll be all right.
I think it's between the bottom. Unfortunately, I don't think Burnley will have enough, but I think it's between the bottom three that's there. The Forest, West Ham, Burnley, and Wolves are nearly gone. I think it's them four. That's going to be 3 of them. I genuinely don't think, even though Leeds are now, I genuinely don't think Leeds are going to go down. I don't think Tottenham will go down. I don't think Palace will go down.
I think Leeds will be pulled into it. And the only reason why I say that is because Farker's got a ban. I just think sometimes that affects you a little bit more. But I think that if Spurs can get a result against Palace, which is a very big if, as we know, then I think I will be rested a lot easier, put it that way. But a draw is not a bad result. Getting a point, at least we're pushing on. You'll be a point closer, Steve. We'll be into those 30s. So yeah,
I think 36 you'll stay up, Steve.
Maybe.
I don't think
maybe. I know there's 10 points between us and Wet Spam, but my backside's still twitching. I think one more win, 38 points. I think we'll be all right. But
we haven't got the run in here.
They've got to win.
West Ham have got a big run in.
West Ham have got to win 4 more games than you, Steve. Out of 10.
Yeah.
More than you, not just 4. They've got to win 4 more than you. And you've got to play Everton yet at home. Yeah, but you've got to play Everton at home. So Spurs. Spurs got to play Everton at home.
I remember Palace going down with 49 points.
Yeah, that's 49. That's not nice. That's not great. No. But that must be a record, by the way.
Yeah, I think it is. It was 1992. Oldham survived. We got relegated on 49 points. Last game of the season. My mother came back from a shopping trip with my sister, walked in. We just been relegated, and she went, and I quote, "What's the problem? It's only a game." My dad exploded. Absolutely exploded.
Name the sentence as the worst thing to say when your team's just lost.
Never say it's only a game.
And then she said, by the way, I also scratched a car in the car park at the supermarket. Yeah.
I've had a little accident in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
God, I remember.
What do you mean accident? The bumper's hanging off. Brilliant. Okay, fine. Well, we'll see what happens in regards to anything moving forward. But I think that it's going to be an interesting time, both sides. And I think this week, when we look at the fixtures later on, Jay, it's going to be, squeaky bum a little bit as well, but we shall see. Right, let's move on to some property stuff. I'm going to call this thing here the weekly property moan. The reason why I'm saying that is that it's good to have a moan, isn't it? Sometimes, because at the end of the day, there's not much we can do about it. Let me change that. No, I'll leave it as properly. It's guys. You both said to me when I asked you yesterday, guys, what should we talk about property-wise today? Bang, straight on it. It was 19,000 voice messages back and forth regards to what you guys were predictably doing yesterday and frustrations with just general stuff regards to estate agency and just customer service and contact. Really, who wants to kick off out of you two? Which one? Steve, you go for it.
It's communication. Nobody communicates at all. It's just we're having the same conversation, aren't we, year on year, and every estate agent in the whole UK is having the same conversation, the same moan. Our job is to list, provide a fantastic service, get the property sold, and move it through to completion. That's it. Okay.
Yep.
But as soon as
Simple.
you agree that sale, yeah, it's taken out of your hands. And Dave, my sales progressor, is on it. And yesterday he's finding out that one particular case, they haven't even sent the draft contracts out. So we've lost another month straight away. Now, in a process that's taken 4.3 months, apparently in the Southwest, we're now on that one 5.5 months. And we're contacting them and saying, why haven't you sent it out? And the other side is ringing us to say they haven't had the draft contracts, for us to then ring the vendor, who then goes, can you speak to my solicitor, to then get the draft. Like, why isn't two phones just being picked up again? John, I haven't had it. Okay, Alice, I'll send it through to you, no problems at all. A month has gone. That's the first one. And then the other one, within the first 2 weeks, nothing's been sent out. Not even a client care letter has been sent out.
So a while back, we had a conversation with two conveyancers actually, and we went back and said, what's the hang up? And it came back that realistically, it's processes within companies, and the fact that they just let things drift to start off with. So you guys are still finding that it's a massive issue regards to just timings, yeah, sometimes. Is that right?
Yeah. For me, mate, we spoke about it, and I think you've been advocate of it for the industry as well, which is really good about the pro convey sort of thing where we're getting clients
onboarded,
pre-qualified, onboarded, however you want to call it. I know they're two different things, but and I'm all for that. And we spoke yesterday about it, about that and that scenario.
But you need to get the majority of people you deal with on there.
Yeah, that's the problem, mate. And I was about to say to you, until it becomes compliant, you've got estate agents that don't like change or don't want to change, and they're sat in someone's front room. And there is a cost to it, Chris, as we discussed. Depends who you go with. And I know you've got good people down where you are that do it. But let's say it's £500 as an average to a vendor that definitely doesn't know they're going to sell their house yet. They're like, yeah, £500, yeah, I see the benefit of it, but do we have to do it? The answer is what? No, we don't at the moment. Yeah. So the answer is, well, I don't want to spend £500 if I'm definitely not going to move house. So, and I know, but we risk a lot of money by, I think you quite rightly said the other day, I wouldn't, if you sent out a spreadsheet every month to a vendor saying, this is how much it cost me to put your house on the market, they would probably understand a bit more about how it is. And it's probably a very good thing to let vendors know per month what your average, every office will be different with what they put into it, but what the average spend is. But my problem is, until it becomes mandatory, not everyone's going to do it. And you're only as quick as the slowest. So if you had 3 people on that onboarded process, but one hasn't, the problem you've got is them 3 are firing through the transaction. That one's going to hold it up. And that's your issue you've got. Until it's compliant, that everyone has to do it, you're going to have that issue all the time. As long as, because you can't go around, well, you could go around, I suppose, but you're in your chain going, have you done the onboarded? Yeah, I'll sell to you. It's difficult to say, I'm not going to sell to you because you're not in that process.
Yeah. For those who didn't watch previous podcast episodes or listen to them, there are lots of onboarding platforms there. There's one which Chris has been on the show actually and discussed it as well, called ProConvey, which enables you as a estate agent to go on there, onboard the client, and that same AML such to be used by a solicitor, which is also on that particular platform, and hence that then speeds up the process, because a lot of the initial work about nothing's been done is because they literally haven't got it signed up. And sometimes in a variety of different companies, whether it's an estate agent or a solicitor, they don't have those processes to follow up when something isn't done. And then until it's reminded, often by an estate agent, look, these guys haven't even signed up with you. Can you chase them, please? And the frustration for you guys, both you, Jay and Steve, really good estate agents want to do your best and push things on. You've only got a certain element of control with it. You can only do your side of it. I think it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I often think that if you want to do as much as you can do to enable you to say, actually, it's not us, it's them, sometimes, and that's what you try and do in regards to getting people on board and make sure things are moving fast, especially when sales memorandums go out for private treaty. But it's a difficult one to qualify with everybody else in the chain, isn't it? But if you could actually, I just think that there are also solicitors out there who have their own onboarding thing where you can just log in yourself and find out what stage you're at. That's not bad. When these things will become compulsory at some point because they want to digitize it, and that's the only way you can speed up the process. I think by doing this simply and making it compliance that you have to be on a platform or a platform linked to another platform for all estate agents and solicitors to get transactions through, transaction platform, if you like, that would have a massive effect on the timescales. A massive effect on the timescales, don't you?
Yeah, definitely, mate. And I think we spoke briefly yesterday via the voice notes. But for me, you ask a business owner what they see their sales progressor doing, and for me, their sales progressor is actually guaranteeing them business next time round. You know, when people go, I don't go back to the estate agent I sold with. If you had a good sales progressor, they had a good relationship with the buyer, I'm pretty sure they're going to go, and the vendor, to be fair, they'll at least get them out next time, because you look at reviews, they remember the valuer. If you've got a big office, you speak to 5 negotiators. They'll probably never mention a negotiator, but they might mention the value at the start. But the person that gets the review is actually the sales progressor at the end, because they're like, oh, Chris was brilliant throughout the process. So a sales progressor is actually protecting your future business for the next move 5-7 years on from that, to get you in the front door of definitely the vendor again. You're probably even going to list that, but the buyer might even have you out because they're like, I never heard from my agent or so-and-so. You're the one that kept in contact with me. But here's the thing. You know, the old 80-20 rule where 80% of your time is took up with 20% of people. Most sales progressors, they hear from the people the most that's moving that month, because it's getting to the funneling stage. It's about to either pop out and fall, or it's going to filter through and get the exchange. Well, actually, the sales progressor can't do a great deal about that in that moment in time. So the sales progressor can't actually, if I'm honest, you're in this solicitor's mind anyway, because you're ringing them every day. You're ringing your sales progressor, you're ringing your buyer, you're ringing the agent, you're trying to get hold of the agent's buyer, and all the things you shouldn't do. So you're actually in their mindset anyway. What Steve just said a minute ago, your sales progressor can't actually, I don't think, influence the time at the end of it. They can't, when you're 16 weeks into it, it's going to take 18, it's going to take 20, it's going to take 14 to 16. You can't influence it. The bit the sales progressor can influence is when the solicitor's not on it at the start, because they're dealing with the 80-20 rule of the ones that want to move that month. They can actually, your sales progressor can take 4 weeks off the end, but at the start. So the thing that Steve just mentioned there is, if I had a sales progressor, which, hello, I am the sales progressor, it would be
amongst other names.
For me, I've started doing something with a memo since I've been doing what I've done here. I sent the memo to my vendor and my buyer and saying to him, can you let me know once your solicitor's instructed and got this memo? Because I've put the onus back on them to go, well, like Steve said, I haven't heard anything for 3 weeks. Well, actually, that's why it takes 16 weeks, because of the 4 weeks at the start when you're not in your solicitor's forefront of their mind, because you're not ringing them every day saying, hello, mate, I've not had an instruction signed. Well, you don't do that. But the buyer that's trying to move that month is like every day going, have you heard anything? I want to book removals. Have you heard anything? I want to book removals. I think that's where a sales progressor can actually, I think, can't influence the end, but can influence the start.
Yeah, I think it's also education sometimes. I mean, I do know some estate agents who send out, this is the next thing, these are what's going to happen now. You should be hearing from this. If you don't hear from this from your solicitor in like 3-4 days, etc., then you need to, it puts the onus back on them as well.
But they don't do it.
Buyers and sellers still put solicitors, conveyancers, which quite rightly they're professional, on a pedestal where, I can't chase him. You're happy to chase me. You'll chase me at 10 o'clock at night on WhatsApp.
Yeah, but Dave does that every day.
I can't. I can't message him. He's told me not to ring him. Okay, if I tell you not to WhatsApp me at 10 o'clock at night, you're not going to do it. No, you're still going to carry on doing it. So it's that pedestal that people are put on. So they don't feel they can chase them.
Yeah, I got that. Steve, you've obviously got your own sales progressor in your office there as well. He's very, very good. One of the questions which I always think about is, obviously you chase your own sales, but you end up chasing other people's stuff as well, doing other agents' work. Where does that line cut off? But obviously, do you do it to a point where if I don't do it, no one's going to do it, and I won't get this sale through, and I have to do it? You have a choice.
I've said to Dave, he's great. He's a great sales progressor. He's got a really nice manner about him. I think having that sales progressor in here has opened the communication to the solicitors, because they're indeed one person rather than 6 different within the office. It's helped that personal touch with the client, which essentially breeds future business. However, he is chasing every single person in the whole chain, including the estate agents. And we had one yesterday where the vendor 4 months ago of that estate agent's property said they'd break the chain. Well, now he's turned around and said he's not breaking the chain. So Dave has spoken to the estate agent and gone, this was in the memos, this was agreed by all of us when we were going up and down the chain getting chain details. And that estate agent has turned around and went, yeah, but he's not going to pull out, is he? Well, he is saying he's going to pull out because that was the condition. Now, 5 years ago when there was no stock to go and jump into, yeah, I would say he's probably trying to, try it on, and we'll call his bluff. But I've had lots of fall throughs in the last 12 months. Basically pull out because of that reason, because they go, well, I'm going to buy something else because I've got a choice. So I think to a certain degree we do get involved too much, and I've said that to him. Sometimes there has to be a line. He's got 60 properties to sales chase. Some slip through, like, finding out the draft contract hasn't gone out for 4 weeks, is really bad. But then he could be dealing with just 2 cases in a day that are kicking off about radon gas or a survey, or there's wood boring beetle infestation, which there is in most lofts, and there's got to be some help. And if a chain falls through, no agent 2 up is going to go down. Dave does, right? But agents aren't going to do that. They look after number 1. They only look after number 1. I was falling through. Dave will call them out and say, well, hang on a minute, I've only spoke to you 3 days ago about this to help, and you're not telling me that the buyer's pulled out.
Do you incentivize them as well for transaction levels, or no? Because I know some sales progressors are sort of incentivized, actually, if you hit this level in this month, then you will get X amount of money as well.
Yeah. Well, I do it on a
why wouldn't
basis.
you? Why wouldn't you? Why are they different? It's a harder job than a negotiator. I'm going to say it out loud. It's a hard job to negotiate.
But I guarantee a lot of them are just paid just to do the job, rather than incentivized as almost like a sales one. I will get it through. Yeah, you're exactly right. There is.
It's a tick thing, and I've worked for companies where it is a tick thing. I've done that. I've sales chased that. He is incentivized this year on a quarterly basis. We have to do a certain amount every quarter, and if he beats that, then he gets an extra bunts, and then if he goes to the next level, he gets an extra bunts, and so on. I think he has got the hardest job. I think every sales progressor has the hardest job within an estate agency, because it's a soulless, thankless job. Yeah, you are a counsellor, and everyone's number 1 in their eyes. And I hear it. He sits 10 feet away from me, and I'm like, "You're a better man than me." Maybe it's, I don't know.
Do you both like sales progression?
No.
Well, no, because we're born salespeople. There's a good negotiator doesn't make a good sales progressor, and a good sales progressor doesn't make a good negotiator. So you need a good customer service person, someone that's organised and has a good, like Steve just said, gets on with people and could problem solve. Because the thing that I find, and I'm not going back to just where I worked before, I'm going to go back into a generalisation of it, is a good sales progressor gets an update and does something with it. A bad sales progressor goes, oh, there's still 3 outstanding inquiries to the vendor. The vendor goes, what are they then? And you go, I don't know.
Not sure.
So when you get that answer from the solicitor, there's 3 outstanding inquiries. What are they? What can I do to help? Because if anything, you're going to kick that conveyancer into doing them anyway, or them going, but you can't help. Well, tell them what they are, and I'll see if I can get the answer for them. Oh, have you ever been burgled? They didn't answer that on the form. Okay, let's get the answer to that then. I'll get it emailed. I'll get the vendor to email the answer to that. That's a sales process that's going to take it to not just data processing. There's 3 outstanding inquiries. Haven't got a mortgage offer. The good ones are, why haven't we? That's weird. The survey was done 8 weeks ago. Why haven't we got a mortgage offer? Oh, it's gone to the wrong solicitor. Right, let's get this. So that's where it takes information and moves it forward. Someone that just takes the information, and they're not doing anything wrong, but it's that progression to the next level of that, to be fair. And I've had people contact me about outsourcing it, and You pay on a win basis, so only if it goes through and stuff like that. My love and my next thing would be to get an administrative sales progressor in here. Monday to Friday, doesn't have to do weekends. Not that bothered if it's not till 5 o'clock every night, but that would be my next role would be to get an administrative sales progressor.
If you
let me do what I
it,
enjoy doing. Let me do what I enjoy doing, which is
If you outsource the sales progression, it's going to cost you £300 a case.
Yeah, 250 is what I've been quoted, but
if you start adding that up over 12 months, you're talking £35,000-40,000.
The only thing there is you've got no holiday pay, you've got no all that sort of business. It's done on a basis of it goes through.
But this goes through to the same as what we were saying about, do vendors realise how much you spend on selling a property? You know, for instance, you've got an office X amount of people in there, and they've all got their own different job roles, which is great. But they've all touched on a property. It's not just one person's thing, even if it's just answering the phone for an inquiry. They've all done it. So it's giving their time as well, isn't it? A sales progressor, in my opinion, is, if you get a decent sales progressor and they know what they're doing and they understand the process and they're empathetic to it, but still strong and will push things through as well when needs to, not just be all just a soft ear, then I think they're worth their weight in gold. And a high element of it, if you say 70% of the work's done once the property is sale agreed, well, realistically, they're probably worth 70% of that fee. They're not, but in theory, it makes sense, doesn't it? So if you actually petition it, how much time it's costing. Dave to do, in your example, Steve, Dave to do all the work on one particular sale compared to the fee and how much you're paying in per hour. Whoa, crazy.
But the thing is, for me,
there are easy ones, but most of them are hard.
But like you said, Steve, I think I wouldn't outsource it, because I'd get another body in my office, which is nice, because then if I want to go out and do more in the daytime, like normal people do, instead of having to do it Saturdays, Sundays and evenings, I can do that. And they're part of you, aren't they? They're not an external person. They are part of you. So
they're part of your brand. They know why your brand started, how it started, and they're embedded to you. Sourcing it out to somebody in Swindon, not happening.
I'd say a good PA and a administrative sales progressor would be my next step, I think, when it comes to it. Just to have that person available in the office would be ideal.
I think best thing I ever did, well, one of the best things I ever did when I was an estate agent is we put through 25 staff into Talent Dynamics and then put them into where they place, and they all come up with different things and the skill sets based on a group of questions there as well. And we actually found out that, there were people in positions where they really didn't suit those positions and they were better in other areas. And we moved people around and it made a massive amount of difference to everything in the office. It was just one of those ones like, why didn't we think about that? You're much better doing this and doing that and placing people. And also, because all the directors did it as well, I understood myself a bit more about, and I was speaking to someone last night about it at a property event, I understood myself a lot more about why I am and do things. For instance, the shiny star sort of new thing syndrome as a lister, great. And then I'll drop it after a little bit of time, or used to, but now I'm mindful that that's a trait which I sometimes have. And I don't do that anymore, if that makes sense. So you just be mindful about what you are as a person. It's a bit like going out and doing I've done valuations and appraisals for 20 odd years, but actually sometimes it's good to actually have someone else come out with you and just say, why did you do that? And just re-look at why you're doing things. Because actually you can get a bit lazy. I can. So nothing to solve it, but I guess.
Oh, God.
Why can't people just pick up the phone? There we go. That's the end of the. That's the end.
It's not the end. It's not the end. We can keep going.
Let's have a look now at the next ones here as well. Next fixtures. Jay, over to you. I think that's a slide there we've got. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Tonight's the night. I don't know what I want here for this first one, but Bournemouth versus Brentford, a draw would be nice, actually.
Oh, yeah. 0-0.
That'd be nice. Keep that. Keep them down there, to be fair.
I think it's a draw, 1-1 I'll go for.
I'll take that.
Goals, isn't it?
I'll run with that. The next one, after the highs of what we can do on the road, welcome back to Bramley Moor. This is what's going to happen tonight. We've got Everton versus Burnley, and Burnley are probably going to get a result.
I'm going to
1-1.
say 2-2.
1-1. I'm gonna go for
A Desmond.
Desmond.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
I'm gonna
Big
go
Bad Barry
1-1.
at the double.
Yes.
A
Up the
1-1
Barry.
draw. I'll go
Go
for
on,
there.
Bazza.
Big bad bashing big bad Bazza.
Bashed in Big
and-
Bad Burnley.
Exactly. It was awful game at their place, so I can only hope it's not as bad as that. But we'll see. Leeds United versus Sunderland. I think Leeds United will win that 2-1.
I was going to say exactly the same. 2-1.
1-1.
Oof.
Draw on that one.
Chris, what did you say about Brentford? Because you get your Brentford results right. Did you say 1-1?
I think that's 1-1 as well. Yeah.
Oh, that'll take that. Cheers, mate.
0-0 for me.
Wolves, Liverpool. Come on, Wolves. Let's do this. Get another win. 2 in a row. Let's do this.
Nah. Liverpool.
3-1. 3-1 Wolves.
2-0 Liverpool.
I've got a feeling it's going to be a Desmond Tutu.
Ooh.
2-2. I think it's going to be 2-2. Don't know why.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm
know why, mate.
getting pelted for 2-2s. No, I'm not even mentioned one this week. I'm going Wolves 3-1. Let's go for it.
Jeez.
Oh, you're just doing it on purpose now because you said it.
Yeah, nothing about your hatred to the Copites.
Let's go 3-1. Doherty hat trick from left back or right back, wherever he plays. And then tomorrow night's obviously another big night of games. We've got, this is a big one actually, more bigger than you think now, isn't it? Villa Chelsea.
It is.
She said 1-1.
Hey.
2-1 Villa.
I'm going to go for.
Tammy Abraham returning to.
I'm going to go for 1-1 as well.
2-1 Villa. You lot have got sitting on the fence. I don't know what's wrong with you. Always picking draws. I don't know what's wrong with you.
It's catching.
Yeah.
Then, Steve, I would hear what you want to win this one. Brighton versus Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal.
Go
3-1 Arsenal.
What the team from? Where is it? The mighty North London. When the weather is what?
Yeah.
Exactly. So what we go for, Chris?
It's going to be an Arsenal win 2-1, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fulham, West Ham.
I don't think
Have
this is where they slip up.
Have you boys ever wanted Fulham to win more than tomorrow night?
I think it would be a draw, maybe 1-1.
I'm going to go
Maybe.
Fulham to 1. And if West Ham lose this, that's them. That's their momentum gone, shifted.
If they lose that, yeah.
But I'm
1-0.
going Fulham 2-1.
1-0 Fulham.
Ooh. Okay, there we go. And then the city is ours. Man City versus Nottingham Forest.
2-0.
2-0 City. 2-0, yeah.
Cityy, City. 2-1 City. Do you know what though? Weirdly, it wouldn't surprise me if it was a Desmond. But I'm not saying
That's because you haven't said it in this
I'm going
week.
I'm going the whole midweek games without a Desmond.
Yeah,
So
you feel a need to have to say it. That's why. Don't fall into that trap.
The next one could be a Desmond though, so I'm going to have to be careful what I say now. Newcastle versus Man United. Newcastle at home.
Yeah, 2-2.
Yeah.
2-1 United. It'd probably be a dodgy decision for them as well. Mind you, they're not at home, are they? And Ferguson's probably not sat in the stands.
No, I think it's 1-1.
Press the VAR button.
1-1.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of draws this week.
1-1. I'll go 1-1. I'll take that. Still not a Desmond. 1-1. And then we're Palace. We're doing with Spurs Palace. With our very own Steve Green making the journey up there.
Oh no, this is the bad thing. I'm actually going to be there as well.
Shane, you're not going, Chris. So you'd had a right blast between you.
Well, no, because I won't be in the sandwich brigade, would I?
6 pointer. It could go any way. This could go literally any way. 6 pointer.
It's a big game to win.
1-1.
Yeah,
both
I think
poor sides. It'd be the same game as what was at Sellers, which was really poor. You know, Archie Gray scored that goal. You won 1-0. We should have got something out of that game, but we didn't. And I think this is going to be a boring, dull, 1-1 draw.
I've changed my mind. I'm going to go for it. I'm going for a Desmond.
Don't you dare.
I'm going for a Desmond for you two. There you go. I've changed my mind. I've gone for a 2-2. Thriller in Manila.
Okay. I think it will be a draw as well, 1-1 probably. But is the Kwame missing? Isn't he the defender?
Yeah, he shouldn't be. And I don't know why we can't contest it. The but there's been no news on that being contested. Whether because it's a straight red, you can't. But yeah, we're missing him. So I think Riyadh will probably come in. Hasn't played many games. Canvo is kind of Gahey's replacement, but he's 19. So if they get bullied in defence, then yeah, maybe Johnson will turn up because he's
Brennan
referring
Johnson
obviously to
scores.
Spurs.
I'm calling it.
Oh,
I'm calling Brennan Johnson scoring.
I'm going to get a tattoo of
And he's
BJ.
doing
Oh,
it.
no, I'm not.
He's doing that when he scores.
I can see him.
If Brennan
like,
Johnson
turning
scores
up.
the winner, Steve Reed's definitely got to get BJ tattooed on that Crystal Palace arm. Got to get it done. Somewhere he's got to sneak it in there somewhere, BJ.
Go for
Welcome to South
I
London.
love BJ.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does play and score, but I think it'll be a draw as well, 1-1. I would
think
love
it
a
will.
win because a win for either team makes a lot of sense. And realistically, both teams should be going for it because it's a winnable game for both.
If the rest of those
Games this
results,
weekend.
if the rest of those results go as we're predicting, and pretty much all of the ones at the bottom lose, I'll take a draw.
Yeah.
I'll take a draw, definitely.
Well, the good thing is we are playing after that. I mean, we should just
Yeah.
not be irrelevant anyway, but we should know then whether or not if a loss or a draw would be fine. But realistically, if Spurs win, fantastic news. If Palace win, then you guys are practically safe. If not,
I've got to sit with the Spurs lot as well, so I've got to sit on my hands. Just nodding. That was quite good, wasn't it, boys?
oh, there's always in corporate. There's always different type of people, mate. You'll be fine as long as you don't wear your kit. Don't go full kit, mate.
Yeah.
Leave the
I'll
shin
put it
pads
away
at
now.
home.
I had the whole Clash kit out ready, including the white socks and white boots.
And then we got
face paint on.
Yeah, and we got a full
Oh my god!
catalogue
That's
of
the
games
week.
at the weekend as well.
No, that's the week after, mate. It's the
Is
FA
it week
Cup
after?
Weekend. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, nice. Well,
That's
leave
it.
it there.
Yeah, that's
Boom.
it, mate. That's it, mate. For the FA, it's there's some good FA Cup games, but we obviously don't need to talk about them.
Oh, who cares about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody cares about the FA Cup, do they, Steve?
No.
Long time
What's
ago.
that?
Exactly.
Mickey Mouse Cup.
Exactly. Okay, well, we'll see what happens moving forward. But there's some good games there, and hopefully we'll do the business. That's it, guys, today. Anything else you guys want to say? Any more
Thank you very
moans?
much.
No.
Up the-
Come on, you
up the Palace.
Spurs!
Up the
Come on,
Palace.
you Spurs! We'll see. And Steve, enjoy your time there. You've been there before anyway. Have you done corporate before there as well? Or not?
Yeah, I did it on Boxing Day. We were lost 3-0. That was great. That was my birthday as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
It
I
was a
didn't know
long
you
walk.
actually were there because I was down.
Yeah,
in
I was there.
Cornwall.
No, I was
Yeah,
down. I was
yeah.
there. We watched it lose.
So
3-0.
history shows that's the last time we actually won a game. So was against Palace. So if there's anything to be gone by, we'll see. We'll lose 5-0 or something, but who knows?
Saha got sent off. Yeah, Saha got sent off in the 32nd minute. I said to my mate who's a Palace fan because I treated him to corporate. I was like, we must just go to the pub to be honest. Stop this. But yeah, we'll
Nice.
see.
We'll see. Okay, thanks for listening to Property Premier League. I've been your host, Chris Mervyn, ably assisted once again by Jamie Aspant and Steve Green. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll see you next week. We'll be back next week with more insights and debates from the world of property and the beautiful game. They think it's all over? Well, you know the rest.